Whether you want to know more about rapidly evolving global crises or deep-seated challenges at the local level, Brookings uses in-depth and timely research to explain the issues on your mind this upcoming election season. Over the next year, Brookings will be dedicated to keeping voters, civic leaders, and policymakers up to date on key issues with our initiative, Election 24: Issues at Stake.
I think people should begin by understanding that we're at a very important moment in American and world history. And things could get a lot worse before they get better. So the stakes are high.
This year, 64 countries will hold national elections, representing roughly half of the world's population. Arguably, the US national election is the most consequential of those. And the rest of the world is watching very closely.
Certainly in my professional career at Brookings spanning 30 years, this is the most difficult, dangerous time that I have seen. So that's the state of the world.
Do you want to see legislation that reduces the public debt be put on the table? Do we want tax policies that raise more revenue to be part of the solution? Should we cut spending outside of the major entitlement programs? These are decisions which will matter for everyday Americans. But fundamentally, this is a question to voters. Is our government the right size? And do you look to government and collective action to solve some of our bigger problems? Or do you like to see those problems addressed in other ways?
We see companies building new factories, new infrastructure, really all over the country. What I think many voters are wondering is this going to provide real long-term opportunity for me, for my family, for my community? Or is this just another flash in the pan? And I think this is really at the heart of a big debate that the country is having about the role of government in promoting inclusive economic growth.
What voters need to understand that technology, which has basically become much more ubiquitous in our society, is actually interacting with every aspect of our lives. What does that mean for our pending election? It means that there will probably nobody saved from the uses and applications of artificial intelligence. And that's why we need to be much more responsible as we craft out an agenda, a national agenda, to ensure that we don't further voter suppression or create confusion in the upcoming election.
We need to talk about the inequities, problems of social justice that have arisen, and just the basic fairness of how technology operates.
The world is seeing changes in weather, rises in sea level, changes in animal populations, all kinds of changes that we can attribute to the fact that the Earth is getting warmer. Dealing with climate change is also something we know how to do. We see current policy doing things like creating jobs, creating whole industries, making us more competitive with other parts of the world. And so climate change is super important in the upcoming election.
There's opportunity for investment in clean energy and in sustainable solutions to unlock tremendous opportunities for households and businesses, while at the same time accelerating the transition to a carbon-free society.
I think it's tempting to get caught up in the frenzy that is the election coverage, but at the end of the day, what really matters is the policies that are made and how they affect Americans.
Brookings will dig into these issues to arm voters and policymakers with the best information possible about critical issues facing Americans today. Go to our website to read our work, attend an event, or sign up for our election newsletter.